Here's a very honest individual. I'm talking about myself. When you Google what don't we know about gravity on Google, the number one answer is, however, if we are to be honest, we don't know what gravity is itself in any fundamental way. Now let's review it in full. However, if we are to be honest, we don't know what gravity is itself in any fundamental way. After Googling what don't we know about gravity, the number one hit of 198 million results.
What is gravity?
I have no idea. Okay, next question. No, here's the difference. We can describe gravity. We can say what it does to things. We can
Spit it out.
measure it, predict with it.
Scumbag.
But when you start asking, like, what it is, I don't know.
Okay, now the reason why he doesn't know what gravity is itself is because gravity itself doesn't exist. Gravity itself is fake and intangible. The reason they don't know what gravity is itself is because gravity itself hasn't one iota of presence or substance of itself for them to directly detect, identify, isolate, then study, and then harness. Okay, I can describe many things. I can describe Santa Claus. I could tell you what Santa Claus does in December when he's supposed to bring presents for good little indoctrinated children. That doesn't mean Santa Claus is real. I know Santa Claus is fake and intangible because Santa Claus doesn't have one scintilla of presence or substance of himself/itself. So you can describe many things. Okay? Now I got these people on Fight the Flat Earth in the comments section trying to change the definition for fundamental. Now, go to Merriam-Webster's dictionary or even Google. They haven't changed the definition yet, but they do to fit their narrative. Fundamental is something that is the core of importance. If a house is on fire, it is fundamental to try to save someone's life in that house. It is of a core importance. So when they say, however, if we are to be honest, we don't know what gravity is itself in any fundamental way, the answer to that is they don't know what gravity is itself because there is no presence and substance of gravity itself that they can detect or identify, isolate, or harness. Now, electricity and magnetism, we have harnessed both of them to serve us. Right now, this laptop is running on electricity. Electricity per current is charging the battery. And magnetism, go look on your refrigerator at a magnet. We have harnessed magnetic field. There is presence and substance of magnetic field. There is presence and substance of currents of electricity. During a thunderstorm, you can see it in its purest form, in a thunderbolt, lightning, the same as they said Ben Franklin seen. Flew a kite with a metal key at the end. Okay? Whatever we harness to use to serve us must have presence and substance of itself for us to harness, to manipulate, to serve us. Now, the reason why this idiot here doesn't know what gravity is itself is because there is no gravity itself to study, to isolate, to identify, or directly detect. And that's why on Fight the Flat Earth channel, they're ashamed to admit that. Not a one of them has given me a direct answer as to why don't they know what gravity is itself. And they come with the alleged effects or results. a rock falling. A rock falling is not gravity itself. A rock falling is exactly what it is. Someone picks up a rock and drops it. It is not gravity. It is an alleged effect of gravity. They say gravity causes the rock to fall, but a rock fallen is not gravity itself. Okay? They allege that some outside force, some outside power, or something is interacting, engaging, or engulfing that rock to pull it down, to hold it down, or to curve it down. Okay? And to date, there is no instrument or device, person, no place or thing that can directly detect one iota of presence or substance of any force, power, or thing called gravity. Okay, it is a concept that they use to dumb people down. Now, in case you didn't get that, this is Google and Wikipedia telling the truth. Google, what don't we know about gravity? Because they'll never voluntarily tell you this. You have to ask. However, if we are to be honest, we don't know what gravity is itself in any fundamental way. Now, then they continue to say, we only know how it behaves. Now, let's see how smart some of you are. If I don't know what computers are in any fundamental way, could I therefore go on and tell you how the computer behaves? Would that be logical? To then say gravity is a force of attraction that exists between any two particles or bodies? Then they try to hit me with Cavendish or gravimeters. No, these are the alleged effects or results of gravity. They are not gravity itself. Cavendish does not directly detect, identify, isolate, or harness gravity itself per current, field, wave, beam, ray, or particle. It is a highly controlled experiment where they get these two balls and claim there is some feature or force of attraction. Highly controversial experiment in of itself that many claim don't even work. If it were true, you could demonstrate this power or force of attraction with a bowling ball and a grain of sand. There is no attraction. The bowling ball would have to influence the grain of sand with a current, a field, a wave, a beam, a ray, or a particle of gravity to attract a grain of sand. There is no attraction. Okay? These people, all they have, all they can say or respond is, why do things fall down? Well, not everything falls down. It is all relative to relative density. A rock will fall, an apple will fall from a tree when it becomes too dense for the little branch that holds it to the tree. It falls because the apple itself is denser than its surrounding air. So the apple falls through the air until it finds or meets something that can support it, which in most cases is the ground. If someone's standing nearby and sticks their hand out and catches the apple, then the apple is at rest in a hand that can support it. When matter is lighter than air, it rises. Hydrogen, hot air, helium, just to name a few. They rise through the air because they are lighter than air. And most things fall to the ground because everything on the earth originates from the earth, not up in some infinite and expanding vacuum universe that expands in every direction except towards your alleged atmospheres of the earth. How ridiculous. It would expand right into the alleged atmospheres of the Earth, and we know what gas and oxygen do in the presence or proximity of a vacuum. They fill it. You are taught so many lies, and these people are having a systematic meltdown when I provide the link to this. To this here, if we're to be honest. However, if we are to be honest, we don't know what gravity is itself in any fundamental way. And that's because there is no presence or substance of current, field, wave, beam, ray, or particle of gravity itself anywhere on the Earth interacting, engaging, or engulfing anything on the Earth. That's why they don't know what it is itself in any fundamental way. After Googling what don't we know about gravity, the number one hit of 198 million results. And that's, however, if they are to be honest, which means they're not always honest. So if we are to be honest, we don't know what gravity is itself in any fundamental way. Ridiculous.
What is gravity?
I have no idea. Okay, next question.
So all these people on Fight the Flat Earth are trying to tell me what it is when their number one head honcho globe cultist zealot Neil deGrasse Tyson has enough character, apparently, to tell the truth.
No, here's the difference. We can describe gravity. We can say what it does to other things. We can
Spit it out.
measure it, predict with it. But when you start asking, like, what it is, I don't know.
And he's not being fully honest, because when he says we can measure it, you're not measuring gravity. You're measuring the speed or rate of descent of an object falling. Okay, so you're not measuring gravity, you're measuring a rock's speed of descent. So, yeah, look at him. Look, he's an actor. Scumbag. They're scumbags, and these people on Fight the Flat Earth, the minions of Craig, don't have enough character to admit that their belief in gravity, once they find out the truth, must be based on faith. My belief in God is based on faith. I can readily admit I cannot directly detect, identify, isolate, or harness God Himself or itself. The Bible tells us that we live by faith. My faith is in God, and I have no problem admitting it. I can allege alleged effects and results of God all day. I can measure and describe this and that. I have no problem admitting that my belief in God, the Father of Yeshua Jesus Christ, is based on faith. However, if we are to be honest, we don't know what gravity is itself in any fundamental way. After Googling what don't we know about gravity, the number one hit of 198 million results.
What is gravity?
I have no idea. Okay, next question.
Yeah, no idea.
No, here's the difference. We can describe gravity. We can say what it does to other things.
Yeah, I can describe Santa Claus, and I can say that Santa Claus, I can describe what he'll do. He'll bring good kids presents and bad kids coal. We can
Measure it, predict with it. But when you start asking, like, what it is,
I don't know. When you start asking what it is, I don't know. Because there isn't one iota of presence or substance of gravity itself to directly detect, identify, isolate, or harness. It isn't real, it's fake. Now, here are some of the idiots on Fight the Flat Earth channel. Some of his subscribers. This Ninja Baboon Prime. What is the formula for buoyancy? This is answer a question with a question fallacy. I have asked 99 times. Why don't they know what gravity is itself? And this is what I get. You aren't using fundamental correctly. They want to change the definitions of everything. Let me get it back. You must see the complete ignorance of these people. No one wants to tell me. You still don't understand what fundamental means. And here's the head clown himself, MC Goon. I will gladly embarrass you in live debate, Tuesday, blah, blah, blah. But as you will see, he will not answer why they don't know what gravity is itself. What is the formula for buoyancy? Why don't they know what God is itself? Why can't you provide us some pieces of... They're scumbags. I told them many times my faith in God is based on, or my belief in God is based on faith. Here's this guy. Raymond Ortiz already answered. We can observe. Why can we observe, measure, and predict gravity? You keep avoiding this like a coward. They're the cowards. I ask, why don't they know what gravity is itself? And this is what I get. The alleged effects and results. They don't tell me, oh, well, maybe gravity's real evasive or elusive, or operating from the fourth dimension. You see? You are a scarecrow, ad hominem attack. That's what I get. And they tell me, son of a gun. No, I don't get one answer to why don't they know what gravity is itself. Gravity is derived, not faith-based.